welcome everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm just running a little behind there. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a short week here for the stock market. We were closed on Monday, and so the Dow show is a little bit shorter today as well. What we want to talk about today is your credit, right? Keeping your credit straight. So we always say you got to get your dough straight. You got to get your mind right about saving and finance and everything. Today we're going to talk about your credit. There are some disappointing statistics out there about your credit report. Now, we're not talking about your FICO score today. Keep that in mind, that any reference we make, we're talking about your credit profile. I'm a bit of a self-proclaimed credit geek, so I love everything that has to do with it. I love studying the numbers, the formulas when you can find them, projections, how they come up with the FICO scores, the new Vantage scores. I love all that stuff. So I do tend to kind of keep my head in the mix a little bit. But there's a lot of people that just find it annoying. And apparently 1 in 10 of you only really care. So there's a stat that just came out. The Harris poll actually did a poll that found 1 in 10 people have frozen their credit report since the data breach. Remember last year, it's almost been 1 year to the day when Equifax they were hacked or whatever. Their data was stolen. So 147 million Americans, give or take a couple 100,000, all our data was stolen. And so since then, only 1 in 10 of you have managed to freeze your credit report. And so the Harris poll went out and they said, let's do a study on this. Let's see what's the deal. Why are people not freezing their credit if given that advantage? And so I want to go through a few of those things today. Now, if you're just watching me for the first time, my name is Dustin Tibbetts. I'm a financial advisor with Jazz Wealth, and we do the Dough Show just to help you get your dough straight because we manage retirement accounts, investment accounts for you. We manage our own portfolios for our customers, and we can't do a good job if you don't have your dough straight because it means that you're probably going to have to withdraw early from your retirement, things like that, and cost you a lot of money. So we try to do things on this show to not only help our clients, but help the general public where we can with their dough, keep their dough straight. So this study, here we go. So the study shows, the Harris poll said that 71% of people were worried about the security of their financial records. Most importantly, your credit reports. Most of those people did not feel prepared to take action if something were to go wrong, meaning you didn't know what to do. You just thought, oh, my data was stolen. I guess I'll get a new card or I'll get some sort of credit monitoring service. And you don't need that. So they also found, of course, as I said, 1 in 10 people have frozen their credit score since last September when Equifax was hacked until now. Only 1 in 10 people froze their credit score. So what they did is they went a step further and they said, well, what's the deal? Is it that people didn't know how to do it? Were they scared to do it? Are they lazy? Would they not take the time to freeze their credit? Was it a cost issue? Was it a technology issue? They dug into it and they said, what's the reason? If only 1 in 10 people froze their credit score, what's the reason? Part of the reason was they didn't know what freezing their credit score meant. They've heard about it, but they didn't know. So actually 50% of the people said either they didn't know how to freeze their credit report or they found that it was too hard to do. That's unfortunate because I went through the process. It's not so bad, but I'll take it that most people just didn't know what it meant. So what does it mean to freeze your credit report? Well, you know that your credit history is on file at 3 of the major they call them credit bureaus. So there's 3 of them, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You've probably heard their names or seen their commercials. And first of all, don't you wonder how they make money? You ever wonder that? These are large public companies with massive buildings that just hold your credit information. How do they make money? Well, they sell your credit information to other people. They sell your data, your habits and everything to some of the bigger players out there, and that's how they make money. Well, anyways, you have a report. You've got a file sitting at each one of those places. Now, putting your credit score aside for a second, that file consists of your past residential history, your social security number, your birth date, your full name, your maiden name. It consists of any credit cards you've had in the past, the credit cards you have now, any loans you have now, student loans, student debt, things like that. So it's an entire history. If someone were to get their hands on that file, they could do anything they want with your credit. meaning they could go buy something, open a credit card, get a home. I don't know why they'd buy a house, but they could go take out lines of credit because they have all the important information. So what these credit agencies have done is said, look, we need to give people the option of freezing their report, meaning nobody can just walk in and access credit on your behalf. So what freezing your credit report means is you go to each one of the where it may be. So that's what freezing your credit is. And it's actually a really simple process. Here's the problem though. They polled everybody and they said 75% of the people didn't do it because it costs money, and they didn't think that was very fair. I happen to agree with them. I think it's not very fair that you're going to charge people to freeze their own credit report when you guys have a credit report that needs to be frozen. Now the good news is, hopefully this data thing is keeping up. YouTube says something's not correct there, so hopefully we didn't just freeze. Anyways, your history is free to freeze your credit. As of September 21st, we're not there yet. We're at September 5th. It will be free for you to freeze your credit. And that's awesome, right? Did it not work? Oh, there we go. Sorry, I guess it's not, it says YouTube connection issue. As of September 21st, if you missed that, September 21st you can freeze, by the way. So if you want to do fraud alerts, you'll be able to do that as well. So that will help you out with that. Now, here's the thing. It's not hard. If you're still watching and we haven't jumped away and everything didn't just cut out, in the description below in the video, agencies, I put their link in the description so that you could just click it and go freeze your credit. It takes you right to the credit freeze section there. Just click it, go right to it, and you'll be able to do it. When you sign up for it, you get a PIN number. Most of them give you a PIN number, and that's what you'll use to unfreeze your credit. If you ever go try to buy a car or use credit in some fashion, then you'll have to unlock your credit first, and then anyone that wants to check your report will be able to do that. So I think everything is back up and running now, so sorry about that. I don't know if that's us or if that's YouTube. We had a little mini hurricane come through, so maybe there's some issue there with the connections. But Bruce says he tries not to use credit. You still have a credit report. And Bruce, I know you have a history, so you have a credit report on file at all three of those agencies. You don't have to use credit at all. You could say, I don't buy or sell anything, no debts, no nothing. That's great. But your report could still be frozen. And since you don't use credit, by the way, by freezing your credit, you don't really care. You're just essentially stopping anyone from ever grabbing it again in the future. And since it's free, take you all of maybe 30 minutes to do it between all three of them. I'll be honest and say it's probably a solid 30 minutes it's going to take to do it, but not bad. You're in the process of building up your portfolio, so you decided not to freeze your credit report. I'm not sure what that means, ML, but keep in mind that when you freeze your credit report, number one, it doesn't hurt your credit score in any way. So if that's a concern, know that it doesn't hurt your credit score, and you're able to unfreeze it with no sort of penalty, right? So you just essentially go in there, punch in the PIN, unfreeze your credit, go buy whatever it is you're buying to build your credit or build your whatever you're trying to do, and that'll get it all set. Should you freeze your all three? Carissa, freeze your credit with all three of them while you can. The links are in the description below. So you just click on one, go do it. Click on the other, go do it. There's no affiliation. I'm not getting paid anything. It's all free. But wait until September 21st. After September 21st, that's when it's free. So set an alarm. I just want to give you guys a heads up that that is happening. So set an alarm September 22nd, 23rd, over the weekend or whatever on that weekend. Take a moment and do it with all three. It's really not that bad. Once you understand what's happening and why you're doing it, then it's just a matter of, all right, am I going to sit down and do this, or am I just going to let another day go by? Because you just know, remember a couple years ago, we had Equifax, of course, last year. We had Home Depot. We had Target, just a couple of popular ones. We all forget that they were all hacked. Home Depot lost all of our data. Every bit of transactional data or credit card history that they have was all stolen. Target, same thing. If you had the Target Red card, that was a joke. You notice they stopped really doing that. So, you know, protect your credit, right? I love talking about credit. I'll do this all day. But At the end of the day, if your credit gets shot, if stuff starts happening that hurts you, people steal your credit reports, then or your credit score goes down, there's not really anything you can do. It goes into this long and lengthy battle. So if you think that freezing your credit score is tough, imagine what it's going to take to fix an error, or which we did a video on, or fix a fraudulent transaction on your credit report. That's a pain. So I tell you from experience, that one takes a little effort. You've been opening new credit lines of late. Okay, careful on your credit score there. If you open too many different types of credit lines, eventually you're going to get shut down because you are seen as very high risk. If you're looking to buy a car, then you go buy a house, then you open a credit card, then you buy an income property, you are going to see a very, very significant drop in your credit score. But that's for another video. We'll keep this one short today. We'll be back at 5 o'clock to do the closing beat, talk about the stock market today. Brutal if you happen to be in a few different sectors of the market. If I've helped you in any way, hit the subscribe button. All next year I'm going to be doing speeches and sort of panel discussions with the industry conferences that they have, and I want to show them so badly that people do care about their retirement and investing in general. And so I want to show them by showing subscriber counts or whatever YouTube data will give me, so that I can show them all their studies are wrong and people actually do care. So that's all I have for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Remember, we'll see you back at 5 o'clock.
Hey, wait! Before you go watch one of our other great videos, have you had a chance to see our new Fin Tips videos? They focus on one topic at a time, covering investing, personal finance, and anything that can quickly help you with your dough. Best of all, we'll keep it real short, because we know time is money.